to be open to new ideas that may challenge the way you live and the way you think. And that matters because life at its core is not shaped by dramatic moments, but it is shaped by the choices which we make on a daily basis. To every parent in this room, raising a confident child is not a coincidence, it's a choice. To every performer, to every leader, to every aspirer, the choice is to fight or to quit. Folks, have you ever wondered what shapes your life? Is it big events or deliberate choices made on consistent basis? Life does not happen to us. It happens to us through the choices we make, and more often, through the choices we do not realize we are making. Research says that there are about 35,000 choices we make every day, but most of these choices are unconscious. The fact is that your success, your resilience, your fulfillment in life is not dependent upon your circumstances. It is dependent upon the quality of choices you make, and not the dramatic ones, but small, invisible decisions which you take daily. Stephen R. Covey had said that I am not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. Folks, let me take you through two stories that prove the power of choice over circumstances. Story number one, Helen Keller, at 19 months of age, lost her hearing capabilities and sight. She did not resign to destiny. She decided to learn, grow, and contribute, and she went on to become author, speaker, and a global advocate. Her life clearly gives the message that limitations do not decide destiny. Choices do. She became an architect of her own destiny, and her choices became the building block. Back at home, we have story of Deepa Malik. Once, she was diagnosed with spinal tumor. She underwent 3 major surgeries. She was paralyzed waist downwards and she was confined to wheelchair. She did not ask, why me? She asked, what next? And this changed the entire perspective. She chose movement over stillness. She chose shot put as a game which leveraged the upper part of her body. And she became the first woman Paralympic medalist for India. Circumstances may shape challenges, but choices give a direction. Blame it or scale it. The choice was entirely hers. Multiple long-term studies have indicated that consistent choices over a long period of time play a much important role towards success than luck. Michael Phelps did not win 23 Olympic golds by a perfect single swim. Nor did he become lucky 23 times. He won because he chose 5 a.m. practice daily, consistently for n number of years. Folks, your results are the direct report card on your decisions. So how do we make better choices is a pertinent question. Viktor Frankl had said that between stimulus and response, there lies a space, and in that space lies our power to choose. That is the space where our destinies are shaped. I introduce and leverage Triple CO, which is a practical pause-based decision-making tool, can be used effectively across leaders, parents, and in stressful situations. It converts impulsive reactions to deliberate decisions. It is to be used during that pause before we take a decision and not when the decision goes bad. It is meant only for significant choices which bring about a major shift in the pattern. Application. The first C stands for clarity. Clarity forces pause. During this pause, ask yourself, why am I choosing this? What value, priority, and identity this choice is serving me? Remember, every choice is a trade-off. Every yes is a no to something else. The second C stands for consequence. What if I make this choice repeatedly for 1 year, 2 years, and 5 years? Do I come closer to the vision that I've crafted for myself? This is important because choices compound, and with every choice, you are scripting your story. The third C stands for courage. This is tough because our brain is wired for safety and not growth. Helen Keller and Deepa Malik moved out of their safety zone and created incredible stories. So courage in this context would mean to choose to act despite discomfort. Folks, growth rarely seems easy, but regret lasts much longer. The fourth component of the tool triple CO is ownership. What if my decisions go wrong? Will I blame or will I learn? Ownership is a big power because once you start owning your decisions, you move from the victim mode and you start leading your life. There's something even more dangerous than a bad choice, and that is not making a choice at all. When we do not choose, we still choose by default. Our brain runs on the autopilot mode, and we are run over by our old patterns, thoughts, and beliefs. We choose fear over courage, familiar pain over unfamiliar opportunity. An unexamined choice becomes a pattern, a habit, and a destiny. People who have failed, most of them, have not deliberated long enough during this pause moment. And that is the significance of this moment. The moment you realize that you have a choice, even in pain, even in pressure, even in parenting, even in leadership, you are no longer powerless. You are in control. So, folks, let me invite you that for the next 30 days, make 3 intentional choices. One for growth, something that you've been uncomfortable for. One for alignment that reflects your value. One for ownership, something you've been blaming for. The choices need not be dramatic, but consistent. Watch the change in momentum. Feel the energy. Experience the magic in life. 2 men looked out of the prison bar. One saw the dust, the other saw the stars. Everyday life asks you a question, not with words, but with moments. Will you choose fear or courage? Will you choose sand or will you choose stars? Will you blame or will you scale? You do not need a new year. You don't need a new title. You do not need a new circumstance. All you need is one powerful choice on consistent basis to be repeated daily. Blame it or scale it. Choice is yours. Thank you.